Timeout talk. Timeout talk.
Alrighty, and we are back on another weekly edition. This time it's on a Wednesday, but we are back. Welcome you guys. Timeout Talk, sponsored by Chasing Thrills, the Ice Shaker, and of course, the Kirk Minahan Show. And we are streaming on the one and only Minifan Network. Of course, I'm Josh. Alongside me is Ben, and we've got a lot to get to you guys in the next 26 to 30 minutes. We're going to do a quick little just rifle show here. As you can see, I'm watching it on my screen. We've got the Red Sox Yankees. They're in game 2. Red Sox took game 1. Ben, of course, glad to have you back. We're going to get to your comments, and we're going to start off. Let's kick it off with the Red Sox Yankees, who Red Sox last night were able to withstand, just sneak through, bases loaded. We're in game 2 now, live. And Ben, they come back down 2. So, is this team are they just destined?
What's going on, Anastasia, on that one? I know it's feeling like some of these classic Boston teams, Josh. I know I heard it on 98.5 earlier today, too. Some of these classic fall, we got the Red Sox rolling, Patriots. Actually, a good game with the Bills coming up here. Bruins coming up soon. So it's got that classic, old school, New England vibes when these teams were all in contention. So this was good to see from the Red Sox. And like you said, Josh, it was nice little. We withstood the storm a little last night. You guys, Max Fried had it for. He was controlling it for most of that game, and then that bullpen. I love that Yankees bullpen. So keep Fried, fantastic game over there. But no, It's got a great feel for this team right now, Josh. It's got a great feel. I'm not saying team of destiny yet. I won't go that far, but I'm excited to watch this team. They've got me. They've got October baseball back for the Red Sox, so you can't ask for much more. But like you said, 2-2. We got ourselves out of a bases loaded. You guys just did, I believe, on that one. So you guys got yourselves out of 1-2. So 2-2 right now. It's looking good, but I'm loving this Red Sox team, Josh, and give me that Yankees bullpen. Give me that Yankees bullpen every time.
Yeah, that's kind of been the one thing that's, plagued the Yankees this season. They went out, Ben. They got Bedard, Bernard. I can't pronounce his name. Duvall. You saw Luke Weaver just unravel last night, and this game is as you can see right now, Yankees just getting out of the 4th inning or the top of the 4th. This game is going to come down to which team wants it more, which team is going to grit out those long innings. As you've seen last night, the Red Sox were able to grit out that bases loaded situation. Judge gets on, Bellinger gets on, everybody. It seems like it was just made for the Yankees. You had Grisham with a chance to, hit a game tying home run, or even, I don't even think it was a tying. I think he would have had the chance to hit a grand slam, which he had 34 home runs on the season, but Chapman gets himself in a jam and out of a jam, kind of similar to the old fella there. I'm blanking on his name, the reliever for the Red Sox, who just constantly had you guys in battles. I'm blanking. He had the interesting mechanics. He would always get you in a game. Craig Kimbrell. I don't know how his name eluded me, but Craig Kimbrell. He kind of had a Craig Kimbrell approach last night, and you see right now, Yankees go to an early lead, and just something about this Red Sox team, Ben. They're always scratching and clawing, and we talked about it in our group chat that Ben and I are in, and the one thing the Yankees have is the Bronx Bombers, but when it comes to the playoffs, you want those small ball, just that quick little assassin approach that it seems like the Red Sox they continue to do. And that'd be lit if we were live from Fenway, but unfortunately, these next 2 games, if there is another game 3, we'll see, could end tonight, but the next 2 games, if it goes to game 3, will be in New York. So, they had to pull Bayo early, But let's see. I mean, this Red Sox bullpen has definitely been a lot better than the Yankees bullpen, Ben.
It worked out well. I mean, pulling him right there. I was watching it. I won't lie, I don't remember his name, whoever we put in there, but we got him out of it. A little scare that Bayo put us in right there, but we got out of it pretty easily. So it was a good early sign from the bullpen. I know I was talking about the Yankees' struggles. Trust me, we know the struggles with the bullpen. We're not far from that being the Red Sox over here. We've just, I think we've got the advantage over the Yankees, and we've got the upper echelons. We got Whitlock and Chapman. We got one of the best 1-2 punches to end the game in baseball right now. It's some of the two best reliever closer combination I think in the league. So we sort of just got that upper echelon of pitching. So I think that's gonna hopefully push us over the edge in this matchup. But like Josh said, I mean, they got the bats, and you're starting to see it now. We can't put Crochet out there every time, Josh. We're gonna have to rely on some of these other guys, and Bayo already got lit up as Chi put out there. So it's a little scary with the starting pitching after Crochet, but hopefully some of this bullpen can help us out, and we can just scratch and claw a couple more runs over here and everything. Josh is watching. So we're gonna go quick right now. We're gonna go quick. I know everyone wants to go watch that one, and I want to go see this one too. I mean, this is intense. This is a good old rivalry, and it's just nice to see. As I mentioned earlier, nice to see us back in October, Josh, especially against the Yankees. So we can't miss out on this one.
Yeah, you can't go wrong. I mean, Giancarlo Stanton up right now. And it's Wilson who got you guys out of that jam. So yeah, he went down swinging last night. But yeah, Ben, just excited to be back in October baseball. As you guys know, we're gonna get the next two halves of the show. We'll be recapping, week 4. We've got a lot to talk about there, and of course, getting into week 5, some of our locks and predictions. But just to leave it like this, Ben, next week, this series could be over tonight or it could be over tomorrow. I mean, it's definitely going to be over tomorrow if it goes to game 3. So we'll see. Next week, we'll kind of debrief a little bit. We'll have more time. Hopefully we'll go over that hour. But tonight, we want to give you a speed show, just give you some material, some content, and get you guys right back to the game. So moving forward, though, Ben, let's keep the ball rolling. Let's talk about some of these games here. You saw the New England Patriots. We'll start with them. They were finally able to get back in the win column, back to 500. You saw Marcus Jones, the special teams ace, playing well. Mac Jones. I always want to call him Mac Jones. Drake May went out and performed extremely well, keeping that QBR up there and showing the New England nation why he should be a franchise cornerstone. And of course, they were able to run the ball better here this past weekend, Ben. Ramondre being able to kind of keep the ground off the floor there, or keep the ball off the ground. But the New England Patriots did what they had to do. I know some of the Bills fans, Jared, some of the haters on Pats Nation are saying, hey, they beat up on a Panthers team. And Ray, I hate to say it, but I was right. I wanted to see, Bryce Young proved me wrong. He proved me right. And Ben, that first series, it was just kind of like, oh boy, the New England Patriots kind of weren't settled in. It was like, here we go again. And then after, the New England Patriots first series on offense and first drive on defense, they really settled in. And it seems kind of like a, familiar tone here with the New England Patriots is, they let up a quick touchdown and then they're able to kind of rebuttal and settle in. But big win for the Pats, and they've got a huge game coming up this weekend against the Buffalo Bills.
Oh, yeah. I'll lay off Ray on that one. Ray's having a little tough fantasy year, so I'll lay off him and the Panthers. Just out of respect on that one. But, yeah, this is perfect for the Patriots. I think that was just the answer that, the game that you had to have to answer all those questions. Everyone's saying, what's going on? I mean, if you actually lose to the Panthers, if you actually have a game with them, people are saying, what's going on with Vrabel already? So this was just a good little game to answer the questions. Again, nice little blowout out there. They haven't blown anybody out in a while, so this beating a team that they're supposed to beat and doing it in convincing fashion, that's good for the Patriots. You got them hope for this Buffalo Bills game. I don't know why. They have so much hope. I mean, I get why it's a good game Sunday night. 8:20 is always a good time to be on Sunday night, but I think they're probably gonna get killed in that one. I don't know why everyone's so excited about that. Josh Allen's looking really good, looking like the best in the NFL. Sorry, Jared, I don't want to hype him up too much, but Josh Allen's killing it out there. So But no, for the Patriots on this one, you did your job. You know, that's what Bill always used to preach. You did your job. You had the team that you're supposed to beat, and you beat them convincingly. So Patriots fans should be happy, but it's lower the expectations a little. I think this Buffalo game is going to be a little more sobering for them. Oh, you're on mute.
Oops, still muted there. You Just not trying to get the background noise in there, but yeah, you talk about the Bill Belichick era, and one thing that he did well was shore up those penalties, and they were very disciplined. One thing we've seen kind of early here, Ben, is they're not very disciplined football team, and I don't know if that's a variable thing or if he doesn't value penalties and penalty yardage given from penalties as much as the previous regime there with Bill Belichick. But that's kind of a tone I want to see going into that Sunday Night Football. Can this football team of in New England, keep those penalties, in check? It's going to be in Buffalo. It's going to be a hostile atmosphere. As you mentioned, they're 4-0. They've got the former MVP and, I guess the current MVP as well. And could be the next MVP of this year in Josh Allen there. That's a big divisional matchup there. Huge game. I think it's actually going to be a lot closer than Ben thinks, but let's see how they can kind of move forward with those penalties. And, if you're a Pats fan, you're 2-2. That's kind of what was to be expected, Ben.
Yeah, no, I'm excited. And like you said, Josh, right there, it's perfect. This is where you expect it to be. 2-2. Some people said, hey, 3-1. Obviously, that Steelers game could have been a toss-up, and obviously was. So I think the Pats are on trajectory right now, and like I said, just calm down. I know Josh is going the other way. I think he thinks it's going to be a little closer, but I don't know. I think Bill's at home. It's going to be in New England. It'll be a little closer, but I think in Buffalo it's going to be maybe a little more lopsided than New England fans want.
We'll have to see. We'll get you our predictions in literally less than 15 minutes. Moving forward, let's talk about the Steelers. They are approaching their bye week. Actually, this is their bye week, Ben. Obviously, as you guys know, I know, flew by. As you guys know, the Steelers were able to, just eke out a win against the Minnesota Vikings. I want to turn this over to Ben in a second, but as you know, DK Metcalf did his thing. Aaron Rodgers looked well. The defense finally kind of finding their fold. But one of the biggest kind of, outtakes or, key points I wanted to highlight on here is the Pittsburgh Steelers almost let this game go. They didn't go for a field goal. They ended up going for it. They missed it. They could have got those 3 extra points. Seemed like things were kind of starting to unravel late in that game, Ben, but Steelers did pull it out. But what's your thoughts? You were down on the Steelers coming into this week, or this past week, I should say.
I was. I had them losing this one, and I was surprised on that one too, Josh. I won't lie. I went to go take a shower. it was 1st and 3 on the goal. We're up 10, 24-14. Obviously, it's worst case, kick a field goal. So I said, let me just go get rid of this. Obviously, the Dublin game. So in the morning, I said, let me go start my day. And the next thing I know, it's 24-21, and it's under 2 minutes, and they have the ball. So I was very confused on that one. Not sure what happened there. Obviously, that blown coverage, just what are we doing? We just let Jordan Addison go, and shout out to Payne Wilson for the hustle play, and just getting some more time off the clock right there, just chasing him down on that one. But just a horrific blown coverage, and I don't know why we decided to get aggressive there, just kick a field goal. Yeah. I am coming over.
There you go.
But
we'll get you there quick.
I don't know why. Out of all these times, we didn't go for it on 4th and 1, Josh, earlier in the game, and we kind of scrambled on that one, and it's just kind of confusing. We got the boss. We got one of the best kickers in the league. Just go get the field goals, go get the points, and make it a 2-possession game. But now we give them a chance, and like I said, next thing you know, they're down 3 with under 2 minutes left, and they had a couple timeouts. They could have easily tied that game up. Defense stepped up, got a nice penalty in there too, so that always helps. But it was a really good game. I was pretty excited about this team. Obviously, you gotta carry it a little differently with Carson Wentz. If it was JJ, it would have been a little more convincing of a win, I think, for us. But I liked how we hung in there and everything. I like how the defense stood up at the end, but like you said, Josh, a little concerning. A little concerning just how we gave it away that easily, and I'm still not totally in on Aaron Rodgers. There was a couple, obviously that DK play. Obviously, I
There it
haven't seen a
is.
play like that in a while. Yeah, I haven't seen a play like that in a while, but I think we saw really what we can do with him with the run game. Kenneth Gainwell had a huge game, and I'm just excited to get Jalen Warren back in the fold, and I think that's what's really going to elevate this offense. If we get the run game going for him, ease the pressure off Rodgers, and Rodgers can just keep hitting DK, and that's the other key point, Josh. Just hit DK, just pass him the ball every single time. And okay, we'll get Calvin Austin once he gets back from injury. We'll get him the ball a couple times, but just have this offense go through DK as well.
Hey, that sounds good for my fantasy team. I've got DK in 2 leagues. I'm a huge DK Metcalf fan, and I couldn't agree with you more, Ben. That's why you brought him on this team. That's why you got rid of Pickens. That's why you paid him all this money. Some people saying, oh, they should have spent the money on Darnold. Hey, it's working out right now. They're 3-1. That's a good one that we'll probably allude to a lot. But yeah, huge UFC card this week. And I'm going to go Pereira in Marab. Those are my quick predictions for that. I don't know if Ben has a quick one. I'm glad actually.
I'll go Onklevov and Marab now. Pereira's done. No, he can't out wrestle Onklevov, so
it's true.
He's got him there.
It's just the way of the UFC. You can't grapple, you ain't gonna make it. You're not. And looks like Yankees getting a second out there. But all right, we're gonna move forward quickly. I mean, I wish I had more time to dive into this, but look, somehow
the Steelers are on a bye, so we don't need to get to the Steelers predictions. So,
and speaking of the Steelers, just quickly, I meant to say it too. They're on a bye week this week, and they come back Sunday, October 12th against the Browns at home. So, I mean, these next 2 games are very winnable. Ben could see his Pittsburgh Steelers at 5-1. Just want to throw that little nugget out there to kind of lean on. So yeah, as Ben mentioned, we won't get you our Steelers predictions, but we will quickly, before we get to our locks and upsets, dive into this game. I mean, the second highest tie in the NFL history. I mean, just something I didn't see happening. But I'll go quick, Ben. I honestly was really impressed with the Dallas Cowboys. I thought, again, I'm not going to take the moral victories, and I'm not going to sit here and parade. We tied. Yes. I mean, am I ecstatic about that? No. But hey, a tie, I almost said a win is a win. A tie is a win in my book. I mean, they held Micah Parsons to 1 sack. I know a lot of controversy there on, is it a sack? He got him back to the line of scrimmage. That still counts as a sack. And, the other side saying, hey, Micah Parsons. And this was the point I was saying while watching the game is, hey, guys, the people I was watching with, Shane, Tyler, AJ, shout out those guys, any second, Micah Parsons can wreck this game. We've kept him in check, but he can turn this down in a second. I've watched him do it as a Cowboy. I know the type of caliber player he is, but, we were able to kind of get through all the storylines of Micah and Jerry Jones interviews during the game and before the game, and they were able to withstand somehow the Packers. I mean, the defense looks absolutely abysmal, which we'll kind of talk about when we get into the predictions. I'm sure Ben's going to want to harp on that a little later. Hint. But yeah, moving forward, Ben, loved what I saw to George Pickens. He finally showed maybe he can be that competent 1B. Maybe he'll price himself out of Dallas. We'll see. I mean, still got a couple more weeks to go. CD Lamb rehabbing today is good news, but Ben, a tie, just weird thing. I mean, even the ending there was weird. Jordan Love, they just completely, I get on the Steelers for lack of management there at the end, but how about the Packers? I mean, your drive, they got lucky that the clock operator still said 1 second. Jack Sanborn, as much as I'm ready to kick him to the moon, was able to get in front of, I forget who was in the back of the end zone there. I don't know if it was Wicks or somebody, but then the Cowboys survive, Packers survive. We'll talk about that a little bit later we'll talk about the Cowboys a little bit later because that's going to be the next game that we preview with their 1 o'clock matchup against the Jets. But yeah, Ben, I'll turn it to you for my Cowboys. But I'm going to tell you one thing right now. This offense, I'm not worried about them, but I am very concerned about their defense.
It's just what we've been highlighting all year, Josh. It's just this is going to be it for the Cowboys, unfortunately. I've been there before with some of those early Killer Bee Steelers seasons, and that defense that wasn't up to par. It's just how Dak and George Pickens are going to put on a show like that. And I told you, I know Josh has been texting me and raving to me about having George Pickens. This is what he does. When he can just focus and keep his head on straight. He's got the talent. You saw it at Georgia. You saw it early in the Steelers too. He can be one of the best in the league. He's gotta stay focused. He's been doing that for the Cowboys so far in there. So for Josh, knock on wood on that. And I think, yeah, as he said, he got a competent 1B. A nice just low roll guides CD over there. So, but I know Cowboys. I'll be a little nicer to them on than Josh on that. No, I think that's a good. I'll take that as a win for them. Screw it, I mean, going in there, no one thought you had any chance, and you put up that many points in that defense. And he said, Josh, as Josh pointed out, a little weird clock management, and I know the Packers had a scramble at the end of the game too to tie it up. So I mean, you had them on the ropes the whole game. You stayed in there and you competed with them. And if it just wasn't for that, if you had somebody on that defense, it's just unfortunate. There's just nobody. There's just really nobody. And I think Josh made this point last week too. Even if you had Micah, to be honest, if you had Micah, I really maybe a shave like a touchdown or so off of this, but you're still getting rung up by these offenses. Unfortunately, Micah's going to make some plays, going to make some differences, but still probably 30 plus on there. So if Cowboys, I'd be encouraged by this, and Josh isn't going to be encouraged by my pick, but hey, you got the Jets, so it's a very winnable game next for the Cowboys. So I don't think it is, but
go ahead. Let's give us your prediction now. Let's slide right into it.
Let's roll into the upset. This is my upset of the week. Jets at home against the Cowboys. Wow. Jets, I know it was kind of comical from the Jets sometimes, some of these plays and everything. And I will say, I know Colin texted me about it. I will say that first Garrett Wilson PI, that shouldn't have been PI. That should have been a touchdown. So the Jets kind of got screwed on that one, but the Jets are so bad. I mean, I know we were making fun of the Patriots and we can make fun of the Cowboys and Steelers for all this stuff, but the Jets, and I'll throw the Dolphins in there too, just catching a stray. But those guys they're just really bad. There's just a difference, between these bad and the good teams in the NFL. And you got the great teams, obviously, but there's the Jets and Dolphins just bad. But even bad teams got to win every once in a while. So I think the Jets at home 0-4 right now. They're staring at that 0-5. Justin Fields came back. He was looking good in a nice little scramble play. Obviously, he connected with Garrett Wilson on one of those long balls. I think the Jets are going to rally around this. Cowboys feeling good. This is what the Cowboys do. They have a good game. They're feeling good and everything. You have a big letdown.
Good point. Perfect
game right here at the Jets. Jets looking for their first win. So I'm gonna take this as my upset of the week too. Give me this. Give me the Jets. Sorry, Josh.
Yeah, Ben, you heard it here. This is his upset of the week. I'll go quick. I will say Jets do have the recipe. They've got that running quarterback in Justin Fields that I could see giving the Cowboys a world of trouble. I could see Breece Hall figuring it back out. I could see Garrett Wilson going for over 100 yards. This could be a recipe for disaster for the Dallas Cowboys. But then the Cowboy in me, I do think the Cowboys are going to win. I can't see them losing. Like, you watch that Packers game, you have to get these games. You want to stay competitive. You've got the Jets, then you've got the Panthers after that. I mean, you could be 3-2-1 in a blink. I mean, it feels uncomfortable to say 2-1 or 1 at the end there, but I'll go quick. I think the Cowboys get the job done. George Pickens, hey, he might be on it now, and he's really going to be tested this weekend up against Sauce Gardner. But hey, I think the Cowboys are going to go into MetLife, and get this win. I'm going to say 20-10. Kind of a weird game. I think the Cowboys defense. Actually, no, I'm not going to say 20-10. I'm going to say 30-27. Jets are going to put up a lot of points. Cowboys are going to score more. Their defense is just not good, the Cowboys. And I think the Cowboys just are better better team overall. I think they get the win there, Ben. Moving forward, I'll go quick. Patriots, Bills in Buffalo. This is going to be a doozy. Good matchup. The weather's still nice. I do think that the Bills hold this one out. It's going to be a really close game, though, Ben. I think it's closer than you think. I think it's closer than people think. I think it's closer than the spread even says. The New England Patriots are playing good football. This is the biggest test of their season to the first, fifth or fourth, whatever you want to call it, of their season. Let's see how they do it. Let's see Gonzo. They've got him back. They're getting the defense back. I think they're going to settle into this one. I think Actually, quite opposite. I think they're going to come out and play really tough to start, but I can't go against the MVP and Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills at home. I got the Buffalo Bills winning this one 27-20.
I'll take for that Cowboys-Jets one too. I'll go 24-21 Jets over Cowboys, but not as close in this one. Like I mentioned, probably going 31-17 Bills over the Patriots. Keep it short too. I mean, the Bills, Jerry's going to have a little bragging rights about this one. I think it's not going to be as close in New England on the turnaround game, but Bills keeping it close with the Saints. I know the Saints still a scrappy team. Shout out Zach. They kept it a little close over there. I think the Bills are going to want to send a message after that. Some people already downing this team, that defense, poking some holes over there. I think they're going to want to send a message to everybody, send a message to this division. So I know Christian Gonzalez is back and everything. That defense is looking better, but it was the Panthers, so we got to reel that one back in. I think the Bills are going to have a nice one today, this Sunday. So 31-17 Bills. I don't like it, but shout out Jared.
Wow. Ben's got pretty good score there.
Rile the Pats up, rile them up a little.
I'll go quick. There's no way that the Detroit Lions lose this week. I'm not even going off spread. I mean, this Bengals team is so bad. I said this before. Go make a trade for somebody. You got to do what you got to do. The Lions, they beat the Ravens. They're rolling right now. I don't care if they're on the road. They're going to win this game. Wow. Still going here. A little stolen base here in the Yankees game, but I'll go quick. Yeah, my lock of the week here. I got the Lions over the Bengals, and I'm going to go double doozy here. I'm going to, as we always do, end it over with Ben. I'm going to go with my upset of the week. Last 2 weeks in a row, I had the Bills and locks. This week, I've got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in 2 upsets of the week. I like the way that they're playing. As much as I've been huge on the Seahawks, shout out Cam Lake. Shout out the voice of our, or I should say the instrument. They're instrumental in the musical part of our intro and outro. Shout out Cam Lake, Seahawks fan. But I don't think that the Seahawks are going to get it done. I like what Baker and the boys are doing. I think this is a big game. I think Seattle, again, is going to be a team that hovers around 500, but I really like what the Baker and them have done. They were battle tested last week against the Eagles. They were able to kind of try and scratch and claw their way. Couldn't get it done. So I got the Bucks in my upset of the week, and Yankees just scoring there. Quick little update from Marianne. And as always, I'm going to give Ben his lock and his outro to end it with here. But I'm excited. Yankees just scored. I'm going to end it with this. As always, want to thank everybody for tuning in. Shout out Ben. Shout out Marianne. Shout out Danny. Danny, first one in there. Shout out Charlie. And, of course, I want to quick shout out to the Minifan Network for letting this happen and letting us stream on here on a Wednesday. Got the shift over. Want to thank you guys for that. Speed Show. Ben, I'm going to leave it with my final thoughts here. I think the Yankees push game 3. Cowboys, they got to get their win. They have to get their win, dude. Got to be a good one in MetLife. I think Dak Prescott's playing some of the best football we've ever seen him play. Not getting the credit. They gave Joe Burrow the credit last year. Just want to throw that one out there. And I'm going to leave it with this. Ben, you coming over, dude?
He's coming over, yeah. Maybe now. If he keeps asking, I'm probably not going to. If he keeps asking on that one. But we got to let Josh get a little happy. He's excited over there. I keep seeing him grinning for that score. But for my lock, I'm going to go nice and easy Chargers. Chargers over Commanders. I know the Chargers just lost last week against the Giants, but Giants needed a win. Harbaugh's got to get everyone straight over there. Daniels is playing, but he's still a little banged up. Give me the Chargers, but thank you for everyone, as always, watching the Minifan Network. Appreciate it, as always, on the stream. Keep it short and sweet. Go Red Sox. Yankees stink.
Time out, talks. Time out, talks.